Guys, hello, hi, welcome. You guys should have waited for us to get to this screen because I realized that I don't actually have a notification. Hello, hi, I don't have a notification on my starting soon thing. You don't do it for the fame, you do it for the love. Well, it's good to see you. Hello, Neffy. Hello, AG. Hello, Jackie. Hello, everybody. Hope you are all having an excellent, beautiful day today. It's good to have you. I'm excited. You know what today is? It's going to be another lovely little cooking stream. Who'd have thought? Oh, shit. I didn't close my curtains as I should have. And now there's like this white spot up here. But it's fine. It'll be okay. What is my favorite movie? I think I used to say Spaceballs was my favorite. I don't know why. I liked Mel Brooks. He reminded me of me and that we're both Jewish. It's been forever. Hope you haven't forgotten me entirely yet. I have not. Hello, Levianist. It's lovely to see you. Hello, hello, hello. Yes. Sorry that I've been gone for a little bit. I've been in France. You know, I've fucked off to France for a little bit. That's been like, it's a thing. That was lovely. I miss it a lot. I miss Paris. Every time that I go to France, it's great because I have another excuse to be pretentious about something. Last time with my ex, I like endlessly annoyed her with like me pretending to know shit about like wines. That was my favorite. I missed being able to do that. So being able to be pretentious again was honestly really, it was a treat. It was a treat, I have to say. Yeah, was gone a little bit in France. Why didn't you not take me with you? Well, that's tough. Hello, Sierra. It is indeed I. Hello, it's lovely to see you. Ready to munch? Okay, great, because we have some excellent stuff to cook today. We're going to be cooking perhaps one of my favorite little stews, right? We're going to be doing some tinga. And what tinga is, right, is essentially just a braised chicken breast. And everybody's like, oh, Daramgar, how can you braise chicken breast? It's such a lean meat. We're going to talk about that in a moment. It is essentially chicken breast that cooks with tomato and onion and everything. Also, oh my God, Zax, thank you so much for the sub. Thank you for the hype train. We got a hype train going and everything. Look at that. Fucking crazy. It's basically cooked in a salsa. It's cooked with all of the ingredients that we would typically do a salsa with. I'm going to do some chipotles, going to do some tomatoes, going to do some garlic, going to do some onions. It is indeed an amour shape. Yeah, look at this thing, huh? Papa. So yeah, it's gonna be that. I'm gonna make some refried beans. I have some beans that I already have done, and I wanna talk to you guys about my beans for a second. Let me talk to you about where are the beans. Excuse me. Okay, hold on. Here's the beans. Now it might not look much because it is just in a yellow Tupperware, but I want to talk about these beans for a second. So I did these in my pressure cooker because I was like, okay, I now own a pressure cooker. I may as well do beans. I did pinto beans. 40 minutes to 50 minutes was about the sweet spot. I made it, okay? I made it very special. I made it with chorizo, I made it with a little bit of sazon, but my secret ingredient, my real pride and soul, a couple of days ago, I was like, fuck, I need something to do with myself. So I committed 10 hours of my day to make a proper ramen broth. Okay, I did a ramen broth with 3 pounds of chicken feet, with some chicken carcass, with onions, with leeks, with scallions, with everything. And it was a 10-hour process. Okay, and it is with that broth that I made those beans that you're seeing in that container right there. And so we're going to take even more of that broth, a little bit. We're going to be making a chicken with it today, because I have some in my freezer. It's basically demi-glace, if you think about it, right? I've essentially created a chicken demi-glace. I wasn't gonna make ramen, because I'm not trying to make the noodles and everything. I'm just using it as a super intense broth for a lot of other things. You cannot stay due to work, that is okay. I'm just happy to have you here. Happy to see you. Yeah, it's super, super intense. It was super meaty. And so it's gonna make for some really lovely stuff. Glad you could catch the stream. Well, guess what? I'm even more happy to have you. So thanks for being here. Yeah, so that's kind of the agenda. We're gonna make rice. I'm also gonna talk about the rice that we're gonna do today. I'm going to do something a little bit different. This right here is not your typical white rice. This is not your typical like go-to rice that I was using. I usually do things with sushi rice. This is some Haiga rice. I will show you guys the sack to tell you guys about it actually. This is some Haiga rice right here, okay? And the reason that I did this, also Red Shirt, thank you so much for the sub. It's lovely to see you. Let's talk about this for a second. You know what this is? This is rice, right? Except the germ is left intact. The bran is removed. So you need to understand something. Brown rice, right? It is bran on the outside, it is the germ on top of the grain, and then it is the grain of rice itself. It has everything fully intact. White rice has the germ and the bran polished off. Tiger rice is actually really cool in between, where it has the germ intact. And the reason why I wanted to do this was, aside from its nutritional value, aside from the fact that it has a little bit more dietary fiber than regular white rice does, it's because it actually has a taste. It has something to say. The germ carries a lot of the taste of the rice itself. And I made some for the first time the other day. It took a little bit of soaking. It was a little finicky. But honestly, it was one of the tastiest rices that I've made. It might replace my go-to daily rice. It's more nutritious. It's a pretty good choice overall, I think. Also, tell me, is the music too loud? Anyhow, we're going to be making some tiger rice. We're going to soak it. We're going to cook it. I'm going to then finish it with some lime and cilantro. Oh, Daramgar, how can you use a Japanese rice for something that is not a Japanese dish? Well, this is what I have available to me, okay? And you can't hear the music. Oh my God, is it that quiet? You know what? I didn't know that you guys couldn't hear it. My fault. Is that just you? Also, hi, Sailor Lisa. Lovely to have you. So, that's kind of the order of operations. Cilantro, lime rice. We're gonna make some refried beans. We're gonna work on the chicken. It's just a background thing, it's okay? Good. It's very, very subtle. We're not doing anything crazy. No, it's quite hearable. Thanks, Tazaraki. Much appreciated, pal. My voice is music enough? That was sweet. Thanks. That was actually a very nice thing to say. So before we get in and we get into the weeds with it all, we doing good today, guys? We having fun? I'm having a good day? Hope you're having a good day. Because I'm having a pretty okay one. A little unproductive. I keep waking up at 6 a.m. ever since I've come back from France, and so I've just been treating myself to a little coffee every day. But also, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Much appreciated. Hope you're having a lovely day. I got myself a little cappuccino, did a little bit of grocery shopping as well, and then I just kind of fucked around the whole day. Not great, I know, suboptimal. But yes, okay. So we probably should start with making the salsa. And as I do with all salsas, of any kind, what I like to do is I like to char it, right? I like to put it under the broiler and get like a really nice burnt flavor. I don't think that's traditional for Tinga, where everything is kind of typically like boiled or at least sauteed a little bit. But I love that taste of char, and I'm not going to get it in any other component in this dish. So that's definitely something for us to work on. Okay, beautiful. Hello, hello. Yeah, okay, beautiful. Let's line that bad boy up. So, as you get my sheet tray out, basically what's going to happen is all of this is going to go under the broiler. I'm going to put some foil on so that nothing is like, you know, that my cleanup is a little bit more easy after. Okay. But it's a sheet tray. They're kind of built to be beat up. Also, guys, I have a question. Do we like those emotes? Did I buy that knife? The Kramer knife? The $300 Kramer knife? No, I did not. I just put it out there that I want it, but I actually don't even need it. That's like the funny part. Like, yeah, it's a nice knife. Do I need it? No. Is it going to be like a lovely little quality of life thing? Yeah, it would be. Okay, just getting my other knives out in the meantime. Boop. Let's get my favorite little petty knife out. That'll do a good job for what we needed to. Darling, let's not cut yourself while you're taking it out of the thing. That'd be really unfortunate. I've decided to do it on this table, because I'm not very smart, because I was feeling a little silly. Okay, lovely. This is ready to go. All that I'm going to do for the tomatoes, I'm just going to split them in half, right? Go nice and lengthwise. You want to get it as flat as possible. Dosky, whoa, hello, it's lovely to see you. Thank you for the 10 gifted subs. Much appreciated. Okay, this has been split, and then what I like to do with tomatoes like this, I like to go in, make a couple of diagonal incisions, and then the core just pops out, just like that. Pretty good job setting it up. Thank you so much. I've had a lot of time, money, and energy invested into this. So those tomatoes look amazing. Thank you. I tried to pick out the best ones possible. They're a little bit firm, but it's okay because they're gonna get like stewed down and stuff, right? So it's fine. Also, hi T. I believe that was Dosky's gifted sub. Thank you to Dosky. So again, nothing crazy. I also like doing this as opposed to the traditional way, where people take like a paring knife and then they fucking dig a hole. It's crazy, okay? It's crazy. They're like macerating it on the inside. That's not my thing. That's not my cup of tea. I don't love that. They are juicy. These are a couple of juicy tomatoes that I have on hand. What are you asking me? Am I more comfortable cutting fruit and vegetables? I'm comfortable cutting everything. If you have a sharp knife, everything is doable and possible, okay? Everything becomes easy and accessible. I'm gonna just toss this into a little bowl. You trying to bite into a tomato on God? Ooh, I can do that. Well, I'm actually just gonna, no, never mind, I lied. That's a good fucking tomato. Holy shit. I'm gonna cut it off so it's not like this weird little piece hanging out. You know what? Even if it is too firm, that's a damn good tomato. I'm not upset about that at all. Okay. I'm gonna get my oven ready for the broiling process. Where is it? Aha. Stunning. Lovely. Okay, and then we just assemble these on the sheet tray. And all that's gonna happen, we're going to oil these bad boys up in a moment's time. We also have to still cut an onion. We're gonna do half an onion. Half of the onion is gonna go towards the refried beans, and then half of it is gonna go towards the salsa to actually cook this, whatchamacallit, the tinga in. Ideally, I should have a larger knife for this application, but it's fine, I'll get over it. Okay, half of this for the salsa, half of this is gonna be for the refried beans, and for the salsa, I can actually just cut the butt off. That's totally fine, that's not an issue. So just in half, and then just take all the skin off. Just like that, nice and easy. And of course, we keep the root intact on the other because we're gonna go for a nice fine mince. I don't like having big pieces of onion in my refried beans. I like having it really like nicely, properly melted down. I think that makes for a really tasty refried bean, in my opinion, and my experience. Take a bite of the onion now. Okay, somebody give 5 subs and I'll take a bite out of an onion. I have no women to kiss later. God, I was visiting a friend and I like took like her onion slice out of her burger because she wouldn't eat it and it like stunk and she refused to kiss me for like half the day. I was a little upset. I was a little annoyed. I'm not gonna name drop who it is, but it's somebody you might know too. God, I think about that sometimes. Anyhow, I'm a simple guy. Everybody can be sold out, you know. I have a selling price to do stupid shit. Alright. And then some garlic. I'm actually gonna keep these bad boys basically intact, right? Your mother? No, yeah, not particularly. These are gonna be kept intact because I'll just take them out of the skin. It'll be nice and easy. Okay, beautiful. And then all that I have to do is just oil up these bad boys so the heat conducts a little bit more evenly. So, it'll be fine. What if I give you 5? What does that mean, praxis? Okay, well, thanks, Dosky. Really appreciate it. Here, I can't believe I'm doing this for content. This is already stinging my eyes just by holding it up. So this is not gonna... Did you guys have fun? Did you enjoy that? I did. We'll see. We'll see about that. Well, hope that was worth it to you people. To all of you guys. Okay, all I'm gonna do, I'm just going to oil up my hand and then just slightly oil up all of these different vegetables. Yes, I have a half-bitten onion that is going to be cooked into this, but guess what? I'm cooking for myself. I am fully allowed to do that and be a little silly with it. Okay, everything is oiled up the way that it should be. And now, I'm just gonna go ahead and pop this into the broiler. I'll be ready to go. Okay, come on, good boy. Yeah. All right, we're trying to get the top nice and blackened, yeah? Actually, I could stick it in more. There we go, perfect. We're trying to get it nice and blackened. We're trying to get it really charred. We're trying to give it like the salsa a little bit of smokiness, a little bit of depth, a little bit of oomph. Yeah? Yeah, lovely. All right, wash my hands really quick. That was a viscerally unpleasant experience. One that I am in no rush to actually recreate at any given point. Ugh. Guys, that sucked. I don't know if that was worth the 5 subs, honestly, but I'm very appreciative of Dosky, you know, still going forward with it and actually forking it over. But anyhow, okay. I don't know, Plepu. Okay. Wrong shot. There we go. Okay. We gotta mince up this onion, don't we? So first thing I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna peel off this layer. I'm gonna keep the root nice and intact. Okay. Lovely. And then I wanna do a very fine mince. So in order to do the fine mince, I am going to actually cut this with quarters. So we're gonna set this aside. And then it's time to make our incisions, yeah? So incisions, nice and thin. Nicely fan this bad boy out. Just like this. And the reason I like doing this in quarters is because then you just give that a little turn and then you can do the rest of the incisions just like this. It's a little bit more of a hassle, but I really think when you are cooking something that is like a refried beans and you don't want like chunks of onion, this gives me like that very, very nice fine mince texture that I'm looking for, right? Something like this. This knife is way too short and I have all of these little julienne onions that I have to now get rid of. I should have been using my chef's knife for this, but that's okay. We'll get over it, I believe. Okay. Ah, I have all these little big pieces. Come here. I should have been using my chef's knife. It's over. I'm not that much of a teacher. What have I done? I did the lazy thing. It's over. My credibility is ruined. Okay. But then you see what we're getting, right? We're getting like all these really, really nicely, finely minced onions quite easily. It is indeed quite jovu. Okay. And then just go around those sides. Set that aside. Lovely. And then we have some pretty finely minced onion, don't we? Let's get a bench scraper. My favorite tool in the kitchen. Love this thing. Huh? You just take it and then you just scoop stuff up. Just like this. Sick. God, my eyes are still crying from that very unfortunate experience. We need Biden emojis. This is actually the best possible time that I can say, Jesse, what the fuck are you talking about? What does that mean we need Biden emojis? What is that? What does that as a statement even entail? Are we just, what is a Biden emoji? Do you want a Twitch emote of Joe Biden's face? Is that what you're asking for? Get it together. Ugh. Okay, sick. Let's do the other onion quarter that I'm still going to do with this comically undersized knife for the job, because that's the way I roll, baby. Let's mince that up. Keep it as together as humanly possible. Awesome. There isn't a lot of prep work we need to do. We just need to chop up some cilantro as well. Really? And then after that point, chop up some cilantro, chop up some scallions, some garlic. There's really not a lot else to this dish today. This is a big fucking onion. Oh my God. Okay. Scoop it up. Take it in here. Yeah, by the way, if you have like food that's escaping your cutting board, that's a really good sign that you have too much stuff relative to your cutting board. The fact that I have this much onion actively escaping the premises, it's a little indicative, isn't it? Hello, hello. Stu, thank you so much for the sub. Oh, for the gifted sub, excuse me, to Anamanaguchi. Ah, ha 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 ha. Hello, Stu, it's lovely to see you, my friend. Okay. Just gonna clean my station a little bit. Tinga, I barely know her. That one doesn't work that well, I'm sorry. Something about the way the A is pronounced just doesn't track, okay? But you tried, and I appreciate that. Okay, let's check on this bad boy. Oh yeah, buddy, that is nice and charred, IMO. What's up, gotta peep the cooking for sure? Hello, it's lovely to have you. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at what we have. Okay, so look at that. Just a little bit of time in the boiler, right? Everything is getting nice and charred. Actually, I should have done the other shot. Beautiful, right? We're gonna take this a little bit further. We're gonna blacken it some more. But we want that flavor, we want that smokiness. We want all of that to be nice and present, okay? Very important. It's one of my favorite things. Okay. So, next, what do we have to do? I gotta get some garlic prepped, don't I? Yeah, wait, why am I getting garlic prepped? I don't need any. I have plenty of everything else. Brazilian fan, finally live in the kitchen, same time you're not at work or whatever. Well, hello, hi, it's lovely to have you. Thank you for tuning in. I don't need any more garlic. I'm only sauteing onions for the refried beans, actually. So we don't even need to do that. That's totally unnecessary. We can also start mincing some of the garnishes, I suppose. So have some scallion here that I'm going to set aside in a little bit. I am doing some tinga. So that is little Mexican braised chicken breast, cooked in a little salsa, right? With some tomatoes, with some onions. We're also doing some chipotles inside of that. Okay, I'll do some scallions. Get a nice fine mince on these bad boys. Nice fine slice, excuse me. This is where the knife is actually properly sized. Nice long slices, okay? We're not chopping it, we're not doing this. That's how you crush it. That's how you don't cut all the way through. That's how we don't use all of the knife. Slide from the tip to the base. Or you can do base to tip, does not matter. Tip to base, tip to base, tip to base. You don't want the base of the knife to collide until you're done with the stroke of the knife. So all the way through, follow through like you're playing tennis. Okay, nice long strokes. All right. Hello, Luck. Hope you're doing good today. All right, great. Scallion completed, and we also got to go check on the tomatoes in just a little moment's time. They're getting nicely charred under the broiler. One more time. Let's see how it's doing. Yeah, that's perfect. Sick, sweet. Let's take a look at this, huh? Nice blackening. That's about as far as I want to go for this dish. Perfect. We're done. That's literally it. That's going to be the whole thing. And what's going to happen now? We are going to have to seal off some chicken breast. I can worry about the cilantro later. Am I professionally a big enthusiast? I am just a massive enthusiast. Yeah. Let's seal off some chicken breast, I believe. That should be a good time to do so. So, I have a couple chicken breasts and I have some chicken tenders in the fridge. The chicken tenders, I'm only going to braise because they're so thin. Yesterday, I bought a whole chicken and I deboned it, which we'll take a look at now. So, I deboned a chicken breast chicken yesterday. Hi, Anamanaguchi. Hello, Luke, probably. I have my 2 breasts and I have my 2 tenders. The tenders are so thin, there is no point in getting any color, any browning on it. The chicken breast I'm going to brown before I actually properly cook. And cook them in all like the flavorful liquid. My hair looks so healthy. Grew it myself, I thank you. Take a bite of the chicken now. For like 100 subs, I would do that. Met over Omega a couple years back, and I just want to say sorry for butchering your iconic name. You're totally fine. Also, oh my god, that's crazy. I used to, guys, I don't know if you know this, I used to be like an real active Omegle browser. Tell us how to eat the chicken? Maybe, perhaps. Okay, I'm gonna be doing a cold pan chicken. That's what I'll do. I'll show that off for you guys right now. Let's go to the stove. Maybe not that one. Let's do the one where we have the stove and the front. Awesome sauce. Okay, so these bad boys I need to go ahead and transfer to a plate, onto a pan. Where's my pan? Is it here? Awesome. Let's grab this, and we're gonna do a cold pan chicken. And what a cold pan chicken entails, we're going to start cold skin side down, very, very slowly, get the skin nice and crispy, and it's going to gently cook the chicken breast, skin side down all the way up, so the outside part doesn't totally dry out. And then it's all going to go into a pot where it is going to cook with the aromatics and stuff. And it's gonna be awesome, which I'll actually assemble in a moment. So, in the meantime, let me get a little coaster to rest this. There's basically 2 cooking phases to the chicken. First, it sears, and then it braces, and then we take it out, we shred it up with a fork, and then we go ahead and we put it back in to the cooking liquid. And I am going to do this in a pan because I prefer searing in a pan. I also don't have any tall side stainless steel pans that I could sear and then ideally braise in. That is something I want to buy. It's going to be a bit of an investment, but I do need some more stainless steel cookware. It will genuinely change my life, which I will figure out shortly. Okay. These are going to go in just like this, nice and easy. I'm just going to go ahead and go over it with a paper towel. We want to dry off the surface. It's going to slowly cook in its own fat and a little bit of extra avocado oil for the extra lubricant. Okay? And also, guys, as always, I always dry my meat in the fridge. All right? I dry them exposed so that it has the ability to get nice, good color, so that it's not like a sopping wet piece of schmeat when you put it onto the pan. Okay? So, just like that, blot that nice and dry. And all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go over it with some oil. Don't worry about the seasonings. The seasoning is gonna be in the braising liquid. It's all gonna be integrated in nicely. Don't worry about that for the moment. Just an actual drop. That much is totally fine. A little bit of avocado oil is gonna go in. And we're just going to, ooh. Scoplo, hello. Thank you so much for the sub. Much appreciated. Lovely to see you. Okay. All that we're going to do, we're going to mix that up a little bit. Then we'll do the skin side up for just a second, because we're going to heavily and generously go over this with a bunch of kosher salt. Just like this, nice and high up, evenly season both sides. And then what's going to happen is after the chicken is done cooking, the pan is going to get deglazed and all the cooking liquid is going to go back into the stuff. Will there ever be a chicken eating tutorial in the stream? Well, I'm hearing a lot about a chicken eating tutorial. Yeah, that'll be at the end of it. Okay, we're gonna do all that at the end of the stream. I think that's the most suitable time for such a thing. Okay. Salt, plenty of salt. Guys, don't worry, it's very difficult to over-season it. It's a chicken breast. It can take the salt. Okay? A lot of it's going to come out and just only go in the braising liquid. So, nice medium heat, skin side down, cold pan, and it's going to genuinely, like, slowly, like, unstick. Small request, can you speak a little bit slower? Sure, I can do that. Point is, cold pan, the chicken is going to get nice and crispy. It's going to cook skin side down. It's going to render out some of the fat. And at first it's going to stick. You just need to be patient with it, promise you. Be patient with it and it's going to pay off. I want to eat the chicken now for Biden. I don't understand this Biden shtick. I don't think I get it. Okay, and then also simultaneously, I can prepare the pot where the braising is actually going to happen and take place. And in the pot, I don't worry about the cross-contamination because it's, again, it's all going to cook through. I'm just going to go in with the tomatoes, the onions, that are really having a good time just scattering all over the place at the moment. Okay. Awesome. All of that. It's all gonna go in really, really nicely. We're going to add some chipotles as well. This is making me hungry. Can you send some over when you're done, chef? Absolutely can do. Why the cold pan? Everyone to say have the pan as hot as possible. It's because we're looking to slowly render out the fat, okay? And by doing it in a super hot pan, we can risk the fat getting like too crispy, but not melting out the fat from under it. So we're getting the skin too crispy before the fat melts under the chicken. It's naturally going to become unstick with time. Also, why is the color grading on this like that? Is my camera good? That's better. Guys, does the stove shot look good? Does it look decent? I feel like it's acting kind of funny. Let me know how you feel about that. I feel like it looks a little funny. Okay. Garlic cloves. All I'm gonna do, I'm gonna peel them. It is very bright, isn't it? I don't feel like we should have auto exposure on. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. It's because I forgot to close the curtains. There is no way that that is what is responsible for the issue at the moment. It'd be really funny if that was the case, though. I have a feeling it's just gonna be in the auto exposure settings. Yeah, okay. Okay, guys, bear with me 1 second, please. So sorry about this. This is gonna be a little bit ugly. Really, really sorry. Can you get a play? Absolutely you can. Because I have some nested scenes and stuff. What is it? So, that was kind of weird. I don't think I can fix that right now. I'm sorry, guys. That might have to be a little bit of troubleshooting later. I apologize. Okay. What do I have here? I have the garlic cloves that I wanted to peel. And I guess we can actually have everything going so you can see what's happening at the same time. So I'm just peeling the garlic cloves, right? And what's really nice about broiling it is that the skin just comes off that much easier. The garlic clove under it shrinks. And it just comes off just like that, in one piece. Beautiful. We want this charred part. That's where all of the flavor is going to be. It's going to be a little bit burnt, but trust me, you don't want too much burnt garlic taste. It is just enough, and the rest of it is just like the super roasted sweet garlic. Okay? All that is going to go into the pot as well. In the meantime, we're also going to throw in the chicken tenders into the pot. Boop, just like that. And I'm going to put away the chicken wings because I don't need them anymore, do I? Oh, I'm supposed to watch the live action One Piece with my friend. I'm quite excited about it. It's going to be a good time. Okay. So let's take a look. Chicken's going. You're going to notice totally stuck to the bottom. That's super normal. We're also not too worried about cooking the chicken all the way through at this stage. Okay. It's going to finish braising in the cooking liquid once again. Speaking of which, gotta talk about my broth. So, in here, I have my frozen ramen broth. Guys, very important. When you're freezing broth, you do not want it to be exposed to air. It's going to lose a lot of its aromatic taste. I have it divided into lovely little cubes like this. It's hilariously goated. Funny how impressive it is. Thank you. I have put a lot of thought and planning into it. I have 3 cameras in the kitchen. I have an overhead, I have a front shot, and everything. So, one of these blocks of ramen broth is actually going to be more than enough. You can see the frost coming out of it. Maybe, maybe not. This cooked for 10 hours. This is the product of chicken feet and chicken carcass. It was a lot of effort, a lot of time and effort, my friends. That's going in. Okay? We're also going to sub in a bunch of water as well, because that is not enough. It looks like a slice of pie. Well, I let it set, and then I froze it into pieces so that I can just break up a piece and use it as needed. The worst thing that you can do is freeze all of your stock into one big ice cube, and then it is just like the biggest hassle imaginable to actually deal with. How much subs to eat a bit of frozen broth? Why? Is this all that streamers are? Are we like little like, I don't know, are we little jesters? You throw money at me and I do embarrassing things for all of you? Doug, the stream looks absolutely amazing. Well, I'm glad you like it. Thank you. Yes. Oh, God. Guys, that's so fucked up. Okay. So, by the way, look at this. A little bit of cooking. The chicken has naturally come unstuck from the pan. Isn't that pretty cool? I think that's cool. If it's not unsticking, then just wait a little bit more. Give it a little bit more time. Is that like a chicken broth? Yes, it is. Someone else can handle that one? Yeah, I'm not doing a donation incentive. I'm not doing a sub incentive for that. That's just not happening. Okay, Chipotle. We gotta talk about some Chipotles, yeah? Haha. Look at these anchos. I think these are just anchos, but that's gonna do just fine. So, here's my chili. I am going to simply de-seed these and then chop it up. I don't have to actually soak it because it's going to cook in all of that stock. I'll just do that for free. Thoughts on gas stove versus electric? Gas always. I'm a big gas guy. Big gas guy. Okay, I don't have any scissors on hand, so I'm just gonna tear this. Just like that. I should have, actually, all three cameras on at the same time. No, no, stop that. You cut that out. Okay. This has unstuck perfectly from the pan, and now we're getting a nice crust on it. Look at that chicken skin. It's a really beautifully crispy chicken skin. Now, everybody gets one brap joke. I'm not saying that out loud. I'm sorry. I apologize. That was awful. So all that I'm doing, I'm just opening up the chili, and I'm getting rid of the seeds, because that's a lot of excess heat that we do not need. Right, just tearing it up, and it's all going to go into the pot. Lovely. Just like that. We're going to do one of those, and then we'll do like another chili for fun as well. Like a little pasilla or something. Have one right here. Awesome. I believe this is a pasilla chili that I have, or a guajillo, one of the two. That is indeed a dried chili. To me, the heart and soul of all Mexican food. Okay? This is why I despise the concept of a chili powder, because it tells you nothing, and I mean nothing about the origin of that chili. It doesn't tell you the breed, doesn't tell you anything about it. Some of them are fruity, some of them are sweet, some of them are acidic and smoky. They do all sorts of different things. Okay? I believe this is a guajillo, actually. Okay, into the pot it goes, and all that's going to cook down really, really nicely. So, again, fuck chili powder. We don't do chili powder, we don't do any of that. Alright? We just use different whole chilies. It's very nice to have an assortment of it in your pantry. Toast it, make a paste. Generic store-bought chili powder is genuinely nothing. It is nothingness. It does nothing for you. Okay. Let's go back to the stove. Oh, look at that. So, the chicken is getting a nice crust on it. Right, nice little sear. Actually, that's perfect. We don't need any more cooking from the chicken. In fact, we can go right into the pot with it all. All that is just going to go into the pot. You see this pan? We're going to go ahead and deglaze this with just a little bit of water. We're going to deglaze it and put all of that back into the pot from whence it came. Just like that. Beautiful. And then we'll scrape it up in a second. Scrape all that stuff up, right? I'm not going to add the salt because the salt can be added at the end when we do blend the salsa and everything. But we're just trying to clean up the pan, and this is the pan that we're actually going to use for the beans later too. So all of this is just going to go right in, just like that. And look at that, nice clean pan, huh? That we can then use for sauteing. Gotta go, Dara. See you in quite later. Happy to have you. That is indeed a stainless steel pan. This is maybe like the nicest pan that I have. I don't have a lot of amazing pans. Okay, let's talk about that pot for a second. Let's, we don't need this anymore. I can put this away. And then we're going to go ahead and take our pot. That's right here. We're going to put some water into it. We want some nice extra water. I guess it's not too visible, is it? This angle kind of sucks if I do that, but maybe I should switch the camera around. It'll be fine. This is just going to cook. There's not a lot to actually see there. No, I'm sorry, guys. In the meantime, we're just going to go to this burner. It's going to be lovely. We're going to go to this one. We're going to pour in some extra water. Remember, there's plenty of water inside of the ramen broth. It is just a big frozen chunk at the moment. We need a little bit more, actually. Just for everything to cook evenly. Perfect. And then we're going to turn on that heat, and we're going to bring this to a boil drop to simmer. So, yeah, awesome. That's cooking. And then the salsa is going to get finished with a little bit of oregano to really give it like that classic taste. So, what do we have in there? Again, cherry tomatoes, chilies, garlic, onions, the chicken, a little bit of salt, and a whole bunch of our ramen broth. And it's going to get seasoned with the oregano. Burn black edges on your pan. Any ways to avoid it? Yeah, you can just use Barkeeper's Friend. Oil is going to burn no matter when, right? Because you cook. You cook in a hot pan, it's going to happen. I don't actually mind it on the edges of my pan. I don't think it actually has any negative implications for the food. So I don't even bother getting rid of it in some cases. Okay, sweet. Now we have to soak the rice. Really important step. I like soaking the rice with the haiga rice because, I don't know, that's just what kind of people say that you have to do. I guess we can try cooking it unsoaked, but I have a feeling that the germ does make it cook a little bit longer because of the fact that it's not fully refined, right? So I'm doing a 30-minute soak. We're doing a 30-minute soak. I'm gonna keep it classic, but I am a little skeptical over the fact if you need that or not. I'm fairly confident that you don't have to. Okay. I'm making a good amount of this because I would like to have some later. Just whatever amount. And I'm going to show you guys how to do it. I'm going to show you guys how to do it in a way that you never have to measure anything again. We're not doing measuring cups. What is my opinion on nonstick pans? They have their function, but I don't really use them that much anymore. So I wish I could actually give you... Oh shit, do I need a sync camera? Am I going to need a sync camera? Also, hey JH Snacks, lovely to have you. Hope you're doing good. Well, too bad. You're going to have to just put up with this for now. So, I'm just going to show this to you back and forth, actually. Really quick. You see this? With especially haiga rice, because it has the germ intact. You don't want to be too aggressive with the actual cleaning process. We do very, very gentle mixing with our fingertips, and then we pull it out. Okay? We're not getting crazy with it. We're not doing anything too aggressive, like I would normally with white rice. Nice, gentle agitation. And I'm going to intentionally leave a little bit of the starch in so that we get a slightly stickier rice, which I love doing. I don't love always washing it until it's like totally clean. You can intentionally leave some in if you want like that mouthfeel when you take a bite of the rice. And it's a very subtle balance. And I'll show you exactly what the water is going to look like for that. Also, thank you so much for the sub. Who was it? Who was it? Jackie. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, that should be perfect. And I'll show you guys exactly what this looks like right now. So look at this, water, slightly murky still, not totally clean. Got a notification. I guess I found the stream from social media and followed, but caught a stream before. Well, hello, Aging Waffle. Hello, hello, hello. So take a look. Slightly murky. It's going to be nice and sticky, not totally clean. And basically, it depends what you're trying to do with the rice. You don't always have to wash the rice, especially if you're doing something like a risotto. But it can be nice, depending on what you need it for. Why did my mouse just move by itself? What the fuck was that? Did my keyboard die? No. Hello? Is it because it's wet? I'll have to check on that in a second. Okay, so I like to do it just below my fingertip. Just below. A little bit more water, a little splash more. But that's the way I ultimately measure for rice and how much water I'm using. Okay? That's it. You take your finger, you level it, right? You want it to be just below the end of your fingernail. And then to me, that is perfect. And then we're just going to go ahead and soak this bad boy for about 30 minutes. And then I'm just taking a look at my chicken again. I'm making sure to dunk it in and everything. I'm going to put a lid on it and cook it for like 15 minutes. Awesome. That's going. That's perfect. Kitchen timer 10, 20, 30. Sick. And I also think the music stopped. Will they cook the rice dry? Yes. And the reason why you need to cook the rice dry for applications like this one, fuck, why is the mouse not working? Excuse me? Is it because it was wet? It depends. Follow your rice cooker instructions is my ultimate advice that I would give you. Why did my mouse on my wireless keyboard just stop working? Okay, I just had to reset it and it's fine. No, you're totally fine. I encourage people to ask questions. Okay, Minecraft relaxing music with soft rain compilation. Sweet. That should be good. Okay. Let me check my phone to make sure I have nothing catastrophically wrong in the time that I was gone. Nothing has gone wrong. Wow. Beautiful. How are we doing today, guys? How's the stream so far? Is it treating you good? Yeah, that consult the instructions. I don't believe you typically have to soak it because of the way that it, like, rice cookers, they don't boil it, right? They slowly steam it over time. Highly live, really hot you been in my house? God. Pronouns. I use it, it's. Thank you for, I don't know, typing. I should have that be like a little thing. I should set that up with Moobot. Okay, awesome. So, a couple other things that we have to prep. The way that I like doing cilantro lime rice, I cook the rice, and then I take it out, I immediately dunk it into the cilantro and the lime juice, and then I cover it and I let it sit for 5 minutes. You've never heard of them before? Well, here you go. Awesome. We gotta slice up some cilantro, don't we? Okay, sweet. I'm also not gonna garnish the bowl with extra cilantro because I think that'll be plenty all by itself. Yeah, basically what's happening is the chicken needs to cook for about 15 minutes. I should get that to a very slight simmer. At this point, we're going to blend up all of that beautiful cooking liquid. I actually don't think I need a lid for this application. Yeah, it doesn't need a lid. In fact, we're trying to get rid of some of the water. So that should be fine. And I'll show that off to you guys in the meantime. No. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should do like a Patreon thing or for like my Twitter subs or some shit. That would not be an awful idea. Okay. 165 for chicken. So you're asking a good question, and the answer is in this case, I'm actually not really measuring. Have a good night. Well, thank you, Nimbus Hiroshi. Hope you have a lovely night as well. I'm not really measuring, and the reason I'm not measuring is because this is going to be braised and shredded. This is not like a seared chicken breast where we're just like eating it like a steak as is, right? This is going to be shredded, it's going to be cooked and put back into the sauce and everything. So don't worry about that stuff. It's going to be done no matter what. But typically, I shoot for 150 internal for chicken breast. Do you have any tips and recipes for people who can't do complicated things alone? You're asking a very big question. In fact, I don't have recipes. Nothing that I am showing you are recipes. I am showing you, or trying to show you guys, like a list of different techniques and applications and like theory and ingredients and philosophy rather than recipes. So I don't actually have any. I think building up fundamental skills will ultimately be essential. But if you're asking, hey, how do I practically feed myself in an easier way? That's a good question that you're asking me. I'm not sure if I'm the most qualified to answer that at the moment. You gotta go, but I hope you have a wonderful stream. Well, you know what? I'm happy to have you. Thanks for being here. It's lovely to have you as always. Excuse me. Got a little notification I gotta check. Awesome. This Italian chef my brother raves about always talks about methods over recipes. That sounds similar. Yep, great, same exact concept. Also, software, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Very appreciated. Okay, we gotta chop up some cilantro, don't we? And then we gotta squeeze some limes. That is my current agenda. This is the trans agenda. Chopping cilantro, that is. Okay. Nice, respectable, healthy little bundle of cilantro. I'm actually going to pluck off some of these stems. Not too crazy about some of them. Okay. Just like that. We just have some big stems is the only thing, right? Like some of these are huge. Like I don't need all that. I'm just going to go through these. In fact, let's just do this. Lovely. Okay. Don't want all this. Again, this is going to be in the rice, so the cilantro is going to be barely steamed. I'm kind of taking these out for texture reasons, and we can leave a lot of the smaller stems in. But these big ones, in my mind, they gotta go. So I have no place for them at the moment. Okay, that should be fine. These are all the thinning stems. And now, again, guys, the most important thing, when you're cutting very, very delicate herbs, we're not going to chop them. We're not going to crush them. We're going to gently slice them all the way through. We're going to take them. We're going to pick them up. Also, guys, once again, I welcome any questions in the meantime. Take these bad boys. We are going to bunch them up just like this. Not crush them. We're just doing this so we can evenly slice them nice and easily. Tuck it all back into itself like this. Nice and thin. Okay, we don't want to pass through it a lot of times. Just really thin. Use the full extent of your knife. Oh shit, is that aggressively boiling behind me? I believe so. I'm gonna have to turn that down in a second. Just like this. Look at that, huh? Beautiful. This is the beauty of having a sharp knife. We're not fucking doing a rock chopper or whatever. All that we're going to do, we're going to give it a nice little quarter turn just like that. Preserve the bunch. You don't have to be perfect with it. But I like being nice and fine with it. Nice and delicate. Yeah. Just like this. Cilantro or coriander, as it's known in a lot of other parts of the world. Coriander and cilantro is used interchangeably. Okay, beautiful. Cilantro nicely, very delicately chopped. And what you might notice, it's not sticking to the cutting board or anything, right? We didn't crush it. I can tell it's a cooking stream. Like, is it always cooking? I've never watched a strictly majority cooking streamer. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of exclusively what I'm doing. How long is that knife? That is about 6 inches. Something like that. Okay. Let's check back on the stove for a second. You see how it's going? It's going a little bit too aggressively for me at the moment. I'm just going to take this, I'm going to dunk it back on in. And then we're going to take the chicken out. We're going to let it cool. We're going to let the rest of it evaporate and simmer. We're going to blend everything that's in there into a nice little sauce and then put the chicken in. And it's going to be amazing. It's going to be awesome. Okay. Now, nice large bowl. And the reason we need a nice large bowl, shit, where is it? There you go. The reason we need a nice large bowl is because all of the rice is going to go in here, right? So once the rice is done cooking, once it's done soaking, I joined late. What's in the pot now? That is the tomatoes. That's in the garlic, onion, the chicken tenders, the chicken breasts as well, the chipotles, or the ancho chilies rather, that I had. And I believe I also had some guajillo chilies go inside as well as a bunch of other chicken stock, the ramen broth, the super, super concentrated chicken stock, which I really wanted for that oomph, for that taste, yeah? Okay, cilantro goes in, just like this. And now we gotta work on the limes. Guys, universal advice, put on some nice gloves when you're working with limes, especially if you have eczema like me. I'm not messing around with eczema no more, okay? I'm not holding lemons in my hand. This is for my own protection. For my own sake. Okay. Just like that. Let's get my limes out. Lovely. I might need anywhere between like two. I think 2 limes is going to be plenty of juice. Did I make the chicken broth? I made it. Again, this is my 10-hour ramen stock that I did beforehand. I did this a few days ago. I made it as a little project, and I had some frozen. It's super, super gelatinous. It's super concentrated. It's going to make an amazing, amazing, amazing sauce for us today. Okay. So, lime. Slice that bad boy down. And let me just also slice the other one in the meantime. Hello, hi, how you doing? It's good to see you. Thank you for joining. Okay. Let's take our limes. Let's squeeze these bad boys in. You love all the camera angles? Very impressive. Thank you. I'm so glad I finally got the 3rd camera set up. Also, hi, little Adrian. It has been forever. How are you? It's good to see you. Okay. Oh, my poor hands. My poor dainty, delicate hands. I'm fine. I'm fine. It's okay. Okay. Squeezing these bad boys in. Get all the lime juice in there. Okay? We don't want to waste anything. Thank God I have these gloves on. Otherwise, my poor hands would be like so dry and suffering and having an awful time. My gym rat hands, that's right. Look at these things. Brutal. Okay, a couple of minutes on the chicken. We're going to take it out. We're going to let it rest. And then we're going to shred it. And then we'll blend up our sauce after it reduces. It's going to be awesome. Wait, shit. I was supposed to put that into the trash bowl, not in here. Also, software, thank you for the conversion. I guess I don't have a notification for that. Okay. Voice cell and gym cell. I'm not a gym cell. I'm going to the gym. Is a gym cell even a thing? I don't think it's a thing. Not at all. Okay. Is my hair hitting the microphone? I believe so. Yeah, I'm not even doing any upper body workouts of any kind. I am just doing legs. Nothing but legs. I have recently started doing some shoulder presses, and I've started doing hip thrusts at the gym too. Those have been nice because I feel like I'm finally targeting my glutes the way that I need to. Okay, lovely. Cilantro and lime juice, right, for the rice to be folded into beautifully. It's going to be awesome. Okay, sick, sweet, in fact. That's it. That's done. Oh my God. I've realized that once again I kind of fucked up. I don't have a lot of things to do. I guess I could start on the refried beans when I pull the chicken out or something. I don't know. The slide will be available later. Yes, it will be. I have my VODs channel. If you just follow my Twitch, or it'll also be up on the Twitch. It was really nice to hang out with you guys. It was lovely to have you. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. I'm glad that I was able to work out with your schedule today. Okay. This is done. We can go ahead and set this aside for now. We have no use for this for a little bit. And yeah, the chicken's about to be pulled out. Show the stock more. Okay, I'll show you guys the stock. One sec. Do I not have a front and a stove shot? I have a stove front. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, that's going. Let me wipe off my knife, actually, because it was acidic. So this is cooking, and in the meantime, I can show you the stock. This is my stock. frozen into cubes, okay? Sitting in the freezer, frozen into cubes like this, in a nice airtight, little freezer bag, just like this. You really want to make sure it's airtight, suck all the air out, so that it doesn't really react to it and lose a lot of its flavors and aromas. And I like having it broken up in cubes so that I can just pull out as much as I need. Super, super important. When your stock sets, once it fully gelatinizes, cut it up into cubes, freeze it flat, and then put it into a bag. I promise you, you will thank yourself later. It'll be perfect. You can also freeze your stock in an ice cube tray. You're getting college vibes. What does that mean? I'm not sure what to do with that statement. Okay. This has officially cooked. The chicken has now braised for a little bit. That means I can take it out. We don't want it to overcook at this stage. We want it to be just tender enough that we can shred it and break it apart for everything. And we want it to be cool to the touch, right? We want it to be cool to the touch when we do that, so we're not really like losing our minds over it. The chicken tenders that I've also had have braised beautifully. I can go ahead and fish out the other one, wherever it decided to go. Oh my God, I can't find it. Help. Wait, did I just fucking lose it? Where is it? Okay, sick, there it is. And that's all the meat. Right there, beautiful. College age vibes like early 20s. Oh yeah, I am 20 years old. But I am indeed a dropout. Dropped out of Stony Brook and then Brooklyn College. Cheers. Hello, Gabby. It's lovely to see you. Hello, hello. Yeah, that's kind of a lot of the work, isn't it? 20, but definitely responsible than me. Not that responsible, but thank you. I'm glad that he can perceive me that way. Okay, check-in. Let's do a little check-in. Let's do a little rehash of what happened. This is braising, this is cooking down. We're trying to get rid of as much excess cooking liquid as possible so that we have a nice thick salsa that we're shredding the chicken into, and we don't want to blend it beforehand. This is something, by the way, guys, huge advice. You want to tap in for this, okay? Doesn't matter if you're making tomato sauce, doesn't matter if you're making beans, doesn't matter if you're making salsa. The most important tip that I have, keep your chunks whole and then reduce it as much as possible before you blend it and mush it and like smash it. And what do I mean by this? Okay, imagine you had your beans. Imagine you're cooking beans and you want to do refried beans. And you mash it all into cooking liquid and it's way too loose. And now you have like this viscous liquid that's still too liquidy, okay? And you want to evaporate some of the water, but what's going to happen is it's going to start splashing when it's that viscous. Imagine you're doing a tomato sauce and you break and blend all the tomatoes before you reduce it. It's going to be splashing and splurting all over the place. Keep it whole. You can always thin it out later. Reduce as much of the water as possible without mashing everything else into it. I'm making the salsa. I'm not mashing the tomatoes. I'm not mashing the onions so that the broth is separated and can be allowed to gently reduce. It's going to go on top of the rice bowl. It's going to be used as a salsa, and it's going to go back into the chicken. Okay? The stream rocks? Well, I'm glad. This is one of my most important bits of cooking advice. Trust me, you will be able to get the proper viscosity out of the sauces and stews and soups that you want to make, especially fucking tomato sauces. Guys, have you ever made a tomato sauce and it's like... I'm not just trans femme Gordon Ramsay. I'm better than him. Yeah. Allow your tomatoes to just stew whole, in whole pieces, in their own liquid. They'll gently cook out, and then you mash them at the end, at the very end. And that's how you get your optimal, ideal texture without splashing. Okay? Remember that. Gordon versus Dogger 2024. I'll do it anytime that he wants. You see these guns? Also, look at this, huh? Yeah. Any chance I can get, I'll show off my Gango tattoo. Also, if you guys, once again, if you have any questions at any given point in time, you are more than welcome to ask anything that you would like, ever. And I'm happy to answer for you. You get a chef hat and a blonde wig for Halloween. Hello, Cybergoth Foods. It's lovely to see you. Dollar commentating Master Chef 1. Guys, I would love to commentate a cooking tournament, a cooking competition, some, you know the kind. It would be so funny. It would be so sick. I would actually give excellent critiques from a very like culinary intersectional perspective if there ever was one. I would do a good job of that, huh? Okay. Gains garlic, that's right. My big gains, I don't work out for my arms at all. Hard though due to copyright sometimes, true. Okay. So, that's going. The rice is soaking. I guess we can think about the beans in the meantime. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to transfer some stoves and switch them around and stuff. Boop. Boop. Ah! Shit. This one. Aha. Let's switch some stuff around. Okay. This turns off. This turns on. This we're going to take because these handles got a little bit too hot for taste. Lovely. That's going to go back onto the heat. We're going to take this pan. Remember the one that we seared the chicken in and deglazed it? Collab content, you judge amateur cooking content? That'd be great. We're going to take this bad boy back. We're going to have it soak all the way up here. It's going to be awesome. Guys, the smell of those ancho chilies is fucking fantastic. Any questions? I ordered king salmon online, but it came frozen with skin and scales. What do I do with it? Low skill level. That's annoying that it came frozen with skin and scales. I am not very good at breaking down fish, by the way. That is not my particular field of expertise myself. Okay, so here's the order of operations with the beans. Here's what's going to happen. With the beans, we're going to cook down the onions. We're going to get them very, very nice and soft. We're going to get some good color out of them. And then we're going to add the beans to the onions. And then we're going to finish it with butter. Traditionally, you would use something like lard. I don't have any lard on hand. I like doing butter, if that's not the case. I also have the chorizo fat that is naturally present in the beans. The beans are actually like in a half refried beans state when they look cold, but that's almost exclusively because of the concentration of ramen broth that is actually found present inside of it. It looks a lot thicker than it is. It's going to warm up and be a little bit looser, trust me. So we're heating up this pan. We want it nice and hot. We're going to add the onions into it. We're going to sweat those onions down. We're even going to get a bit of golden color on it. Add in the beans, a little splash of water, have it all cooked down, and then we're going to mash that bad boy up like there's no tomorrow. And that's going to be our refried beans. It's going to be awesome. Remember, the beans are already heavily seasoned. They have sazon, they have bay leaves inside, they have the chorizo. They have a lot of flavor packed into those beans. I'm very proud of them. Does Zara do this full-time or part-time? Raging off, you've asked me a beautiful question. I would love to do this full-time. In order to help me do it full-time, just keep watching, I suppose. That is one of the end goals, right? I would love to be able to be meaningful and impactful through food. And I think I have a long way to go, but I don't know. I am just happy to be doing it at the moment. I think if I just keep doing it, then I will be able to do it eventually full-time, right? How many subs for full-time? I don't know. I would ideally not like subs to be my main monetization base because Twitch takes like a big cut and stuff. I don't fucking know. For full-time, it's a lot of subs, so I'm not really thinking about it. Do I ever have a max for how many ingredients you use for one dish? I do. Actually, that's a good question because I really like having minimalism, right? I like having as few ingredients as possible and to be able to make the best thing out of said ingredients. Yeah, I usually stick to under 10 for anything that I do. I'm just doing a lot of different components. I'm doing beans and I'm doing rice and I'm doing chicken. There's a lot kind of happening here at the same time. Okay. Avocado oil is going to go in. We're going to put this in and we're going to let it like shimmer a little bit. We only need enough to lubricate the pan and allow the onions to properly sweat the way that they need to. Just going to give this a little stir, make sure everything is going the way it should in this little pot that we have right here. Awesome. The salsa is going to be amazing, but we really want to get rid of as much of that excess moisture as possible. Okay. You'll see. We're looking for slight smoke. We're looking for a little bit of shimmering. Yes, because here's the thing. Cooking channels are cooking content. They're content in the same way gaming content is content. It's fucking, food challenges and all of this. My goal, I want to be able to teach people. I would like to be able to do experiments for myself. I would be able to advance my own cooking stuff. Cooking content is just mass-produced bulk that people are doing in a way that is algorithmically viable, because they need those impressions and they need those numbers to be able to succeed. And I would like to go the complete other route, where I'm not embracing those kinds of algorithms, where I'm not embracing those kinds of content models, because I would like to be able to do something that is very true to me in the way that I think about food. And for that, that's going to take a lot of time and development. And I would like to just make this, what we have here, as best as possible. And they're doing it again out of necessity, because they want to be able to work with food in an individual way, and this is the only way that they found out how. And so I want to find like that best possible solution that's not going to be that. Thank you for the follow. Okay. How's that going? A little bit hotter, and then it'll be perfect. The salsa is simmering away beautifully. I love having an extra coaster plate, don't I? I sure do. Whoa! I just accidentally snagged the door with my lava lid. My pans start smoking if you heat them up. Sounds like you have a lot of burnt oil stuck to your pans and you're heating them up too fast. Also, Lane, thank you so much for the sub. Hello, hello, hello. It's lovely to see you. Hi. Will it do a seasonal stream for spooky season? I don't know. It's kind of weird because November 1st is my birthday. So that's the day after Halloween. It might be fun to do like a midnight stream, little Halloween party, and then it's my birthday. Woohoo! Yippee! Would you guys tune in for that? Like a late night kind of deal? That could be fun. Okay. Oil is now officially slightly smoking. The temperature is going to drop as soon as we add in all those cold onions. Right? So it's a perfect little regulator. Awesome. Guys, I am so glad that I have the stovetop cam. I cannot believe that I started doing these cooking streams without actually having one. Beautiful. This was maybe the best investment and the best like upgrade to the stream thus far. What about a wok? What are you specifically asking with a wok? I'm not too sure what you're asking me, I'm sorry. Okay, let's head back to the cutting board, shall we? Because we have the chicken to deal with. Lovely. The knife I'm going to do away with for the moment. The bench scraper I don't believe I have any more use for. I'm just going to go at it with a fork. This has been nicely chilled, and then we're just going to set it aside. It's going to be great. Is insanely high? Thank you. I appreciate it, Neffy. Yep. We're just looking for nice big pieces, okay? In fact, I could probably just tear this up with my fingers instead, and it'll be better. Just like that. Nice big pieces. We don't want to totally shred it, but we want to give it enough surface area that it'll pick up the salsa, right? So we take it, we shred off pieces, just like this. Let me actually give this a little taste. You know what? Just by itself, it is still really awesome. That is perfectly cooked. That is so nice. That is really nice. I'm very happy about this. Ah, my camera just glitched, didn't it? Just like this. Nice and easy. Take the skin. The skin you can probably like, I don't know, tear up into smaller pieces or something. It doesn't matter. It'll all cook out. It'll be fine. Yeah, Gordon Ramsay every single night. He quakes in his boots thinking about me. He's like, oh God, hope I never have to face off against that one. I should give the onions a little stir so they don't burn in the meantime, because they're getting nice and golden on that one side. Okay. My heat's a little too high on those onions. I just need them to cook a little slower while I work on this. Okay, awesome. So, take a look, right? These are the kinds of pieces that I want for Tinga. I don't want it super shredded. I don't want these in massive pieces. Production and content quality is at its peak. Guys, that is one of the nicest things that you can say. That is actually such a huge compliment. Thank you. I try very hard. I try my best. Oh, that's still a little hot. I'm surprised. That was resting for like a while. Okay. Take all that, shred it up, right? Beautiful. This chicken is super, super juicy. It's juicy. It's super tender. It's awesome. Really excited about it. I love Tinga. Love it. Adore it. Can't get enough of it, in fact. Little small pieces. Just like that. Perfect. And then it's going to cook in the salsa at the very end as well. And then I believe I have one last chicken tender to shred up. I'll shoot it. The chicken tender is a little drier because it's smaller and also leaner than that of a chicken breast. So these I'm going to do smaller shreds so they pick up more salsa. Just like that. Great. Wash my hands off. Make sure my onions don't burn. Let me switch to the stove camera really quick. Stove. Sweet. Yeah, it's perfect. And then the salsa would have actually simmered for like the ideal time. Everything is like timing super well. Wow. Okay. Great. We're going to hit that with a bit of salt. The beans are a little under-salted. We can always adjust it at the end because it's going to get mashed. How hot does the salsa get? It depends how many chilies you've added. I've added 1 ancho and 1 pasilla. And it's not a very deep pot. It's not that much liquid. So honestly, we'll see. I do want to reduce a bit more liquid. It's still a little too wet for me. So I'm actually going to drop the kitchen timer. I will say, the rice has finished soaking. The rice has officially soaked for 30 minutes. That means we can also start the rice at the same time. Guys, number 1 rule of rice. Don't stir it while it's cooking. Do not mix it. We're not making risotto. Okay? It's going to get weird. It's going to get mushy. The rice is fully soaked. Medium heat, bring it up to a boil, drop to a simmer, cook for 15 minutes. And the rice is done. Well, almost done. And you'll see what we do with it. Okay. So, onions. Nice amount of salt. Goes in. Because this also has to season some of the beans. Evenly distributed throughout. The onions have hit the point of being that sticky enough that I can no longer really toss it. And I will just have to use a spoon, which is okay. That's totally fine. A little bit longer. We don't want these to be caramelized onions or anything. We just want these to be nice and soft all the way throughout. And we'll compensate with a little bit more fat at the end too. Woof! We're getting a lot of shit done. Oh my god. Very nice. Again, a little bit shorter of a stream because I just wanted I wanted to take it easy and get back into the swing of things. What are you asking me? What about mushrooms specifically? Also, why did my follow notif change? It's supposed to center the text. That's odd. Okay. I don't need my cutting board anymore, actually. I can actually just put all that stuff away. Get this tatted. I will never get any of my emotes tatted on my body. Whoa! Who's that? Hello, 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 hello. Thank you so much for the $5. Really appreciate it. It is. It is actually turning out to be quite tasty thus far. Thank you so much for the $5. Very, very sweet of you. Okay. That's going. The onions are going. That's the only part that I have to kind of babysit. Okay? Because we really don't want these to be like blackening on the bottom. This is just about the point that I want these cooked. I'm going to add some water first so the onions don't burn, and then I'm going to add in the beans. It's going to be awesome. And then we're just going to finish it with a bunch of butter at the end. So, little splash of water just to stop the cooking. That was actually a non-existent splash. Perfect. Just like that. And then we're going to go in with our beans. Again, this is almost like half of a refried bean because I mashed up some of it for the texture. We can probably do like another big scoop. That should be, we'll do one more scoop of the beans going in, and we'll mix it through in a second. It'll mix a lot easier once it heats through because it's really sticky at the moment. So that's why I'm not too pressed with it. Once the broth actually melts out, it'll be perfect. Has it made tacos at all? I sure have. I think that was my very first stream. Tacos are some of my favorite things to do. Okay. The rice is not simmering yet, but it is about to be. So we got to keep an eye on that. And then that just cooks for 15 minutes. It's going to be awesome. Okay. Let's take the beans. Let's mix it in with everything, which is now a lot easier to do, but still quite the challenge because it's so thick and gushy and viscous. Come on, big boy. Yeah. Okay. I love refried beans more than anything. They are some of my favorite. Okay. Beautiful stuff. And guess what? Look at the rice. It's like the rice is just so simmering. Drop it. Drop the heat. Cook that 15 minutes. Okay? I'm actually just going to level that out a little bit. Cook that 15 minutes now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Sweet. That's going. Nice, low heat. Small heat. Beans are going. Beans are cooking. We want the onions to finish softening. We want the beans to get a little too soft. You've noticed how the texture has now completely loosened up. It's going to be perfect for mashing once the beans hit that super creamy point. And then we're going to finish it with a bunch of butter and some salt at the end. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be good. Guys, that is almost all of the work. The chicken shredded, the salsa going, the rice cooking. We're going to blend up the salsa. That's the last big step. I'm quite happy about it. Oh, I was so proud of my tortillas at the time. I was so happy about them. Okay, let me check on my salsa liquid one more time. Yeah, that is reducing nicely. In fact, it might just be blending time. I think it's blending time. Refried beans. Frijoles refritos. Sick, sweet. Aw. I had a friend stop by and say that it was nice to hear my voice again. And I'm very happy to hear from her. That was very lovely of her to do. Okay. So let's kill the cooking on the salsa. Make sure the beans are going nicely. Okay, they're starting to scorch a little bit on the bottom. I should really drop that heat. We don't want scorched beans at all, in the slightest. We just want everything nicely heated through. And you're noticing, again, look at how chunky all of these beans are. If we mash it up now, it'll become so viscous that it just plaps all over the place. Okay? We don't want that. Keep it nice and liquidy as needed. Nice, gentle heat. Okay. What is your heritage? I am Navajo. I'm Russian. Also, hello, Maple Fields. Hello, hello. How you doing? It's good to see you. Also, I saw your Discord message. I'll get back to you. That's my business account now. I'll give you my personal Discord. Okay. It is blending time for the salsa, isn't it? It is blending season. Let me get my stick blender out. I've been using this thing so much lately, I might need a new blade for it, actually. Where the fuck is the blade? Oh, there it is. Found it. Sweet. I really want to get a power strip for the table itself, but I'm just going to have to blend this on the stove, it seems, in the meantime. Okay. Those beans are going nicely. In fact, I'm going to do a little switcheroni. Oof, fuck, that's hot. That is really hot, in fact. How do I do this? Okay, I take this, I move this over here, then I take this and I move it over here, and then I take this. I'm playing like a little game of Tetris. Ah, there we go, beautiful. I'm going to take this and put this back on the heat. Awesome. Give this a nice little mix through yet again. Make sure nothing is burning at any given point. Beautiful. Okay, blending time, yeah? Let me take this. You plug this bad boy in. Nice and locked in, nice and tapped in. Can you guys see it okay? Is this a good angle? That is a good angle, isn't it? Okay. I'm very happy about that. Take that, take all those masses, blend them in. Maybe this is still a little too wide, but it's okay. It's splashing. That's fine. I can withstand it. I'm not too upset about it. Okay, this I'm going to leave for a second because those beans are way too hot again and about to squelch at the bottom, which I don't want anything to do with, quite frankly. They got to get it together. Get your act together, man. Ugh. Okay, back to the blending we go. Nice. Yeah. You can leave it a little chunky too. You don't have to go totally smooth blend. I just really want to make sure the chilies and the garlic are fully incorporated. You can leave as many pieces as you would like inside, of course. Guys, look at that salsa. That salsa is perfect, huh? It is steaming. It is absolutely steaming. I'll show you in a moment what it really looks like. But it is perfect. That is a really good texture. That is splashing all over the kitchen. My favorite. Yay! We love it when it does that. Okay. This I'm done with. I no longer have any use for it. The salsa is totally done. Make sure the beans aren't scorching again. They might be a little bit, but that's fine. I'm only a little upset at them. They're getting nice and thick. That water is reducing properly. We'll mash them up in a moment and see how they taste. Okay. Let's taste the salsa. Taste it especially for the salt. Again, we added no salt to the salsa, only the residual stuff from the chicken. So this should be, theoretically, totally bland. Oh, fuck, that's good. Gamers? That salsa is fantastic. Oh, that is lovely. Let's turn the heat down even more on the beans. They're about to hit the mashing stage. Guys, that salsa is actually perfect. I think that is enough seasoning because the chicken is salty. That is lovely, huh? Okay, great. Now, take this, take the chicken, nice low heat. Low heat. We don't want this boiling or anything. We just want to heat the chicken through. We want it to break down a little bit and all of that salsa. All of that salsa, you see that? Beautiful stuff. We just want it to go in there for a little bit. Okay, the beans, I'm gonna have to kill the heat on. Ugh, so much work to be done. So much little managing. God, I love cooking. Everything is like juggling perfectly. The rice bowl might be a little brown by the end of it, but that's fine. Okay, we just adjust that bad boy. Let's take the blender away. I have no more use for you. You fulfilled your only function to me. Go back into the drawer from whence you came. Yeah, get out of here. That's what I thought. Okay. Mix this through again. Guys, that tinga is looking fantastic. That is really that is beautiful. That is actually a fantastic texture. Okay. It looks like a little bit more steamy and brown than it actually is, but it's like a very nice deep solid red. And now I'm going to take this USSR circa potato masher. Look at this thing, huh? I'm actually quite certain it's from the Soviet Union, isn't it? We're just gonna go at the beans. Really, you know, saying refried beans is like a bit of a misnomer because they're not really fried or anything. They're just kind of cooked down and then fat is added to them. They're not like fried though. Okay, and we're gonna go at them. Yeah, just like this. And again, all of the seasoning was already present in the beans. It had the chorizo, it had the, sazon. It has a lot of flavor going into this. Although we've just added some extra onions and we're about to just get it to a really nice creamy consistency. Just like this. I love refried beans. Genuinely one of my favorite foods. I love legumes to death. I love lentil soups. I love peas. It's the best. That's the texture. We don't want it totally smooth again. We want still for it to be a little chunky. Just go at it as long as it takes to get to the point that you want. This is totally, once again, up to you. I cannot tell you what to do here. Let me take a look. Give this a little mix. That's pretty good. I still see some whole beans that should be mashed down. Oh, that's so good. That is totally enough salt from the beans. That was already like perfectly seasoned. And the onions and the salt. It does not need more salt. That is awesome. That is so good. That is crazy good. That is a really lovely little bite. Wow. Okay. Sick. Very, very pleased with myself at the moment. The chicken is maybe cooking a little too aggressively. Again, we just want this to stay hot. We don't want the chicken to become overcooked and dry inside. We just want it to break down a little bit. Take in some of that salsa in all of its little crevices. The refried beans. Maybe a little too much onion, but they actually add like a really pleasant sweetness that I'm enjoying in it. Thank you for stopping by. Guys, that is awesome. Those beans are fantastic. That is so good. The rice is going. The rice has 5 more minutes on the clock. Everything is basically done. That is literally it. Oh my God, I keep doing this shit where I'm just not getting enough things to do. It's kind of obnoxious, isn't it? Oof. And then we just have to fold in the rice into all of our cilantro and lime juice, which is good here and chilling and hanging out. And we need the rice to be bland, right? The bland component and the balance in food is super essential to me. You want the rice to be bland so that the chicken, the salsa is super like seasoned. You want the beans to be seasoned. It's gonna add like a really nice sweet, rich creaminess. The salsa is adding like all the acidity, all the spice, and the meatiness that's in the chicken itself. MSG. Not in this dish, but I use MSG actually quite often. You can definitely use MSG in the tinga if you would like. Dude, this tinga is like actually, like I will literally pick it up and show it to you just so that you understand how good it is. Let me just show you this really quick. This thing is awesome. Look at this stew. Look at this thing, huh? Look at this salsa. It is spicy. It is super aromatic. It is sweet from all those tomatoes and the onion. It has a lot of flavor. It's smoky. That is a really fucking good tinga. The biggest a-traditional thing that I did that was almost sacrilegious was my actual choice of chilies that I used. That was the part that was the most unorthodox. Okay. This is where the rice is going to go once it's done. We're going to fold it in, and then I'm going to put a lid on it, and it's going to steam for 5 minutes. And then everything is done at that point. Everything is quite literally done. God, that rice bowl is going to be so good. I should get my plate out and start thinking about that at the moment. Got a bowl out. Got a plate. And we'll also do some sour cream at the end, yeah? It'll be great. I can also set my tea kettle, because I would like some tea with this meal. That'd be great. Woof. Lots to be done. Well, a lot has already been accomplished. I am annoyed with how efficiently I made everything again. I did want this to last longer than it did. How much does Twitch take in September? I have no clue. I just know the usual split for affiliates is always like 50-50. It looks like you missed most of the cooking. Well, you'll see the eating. That's what you'll see. So, Cami, you should stick around. I like chamomile tea. I've been trying to tone down on the caffeine especially because of the fact that I'm on like Vyvanse. And I feel like that might be like a couple too many stimulants for me. I'm actually going to cut the rice a minute short. I think this should be fine. Okay, the rice is done. Next, it's time to fold that bad boy in. So take a look. This is the Haiga rice. Okay, really good stuff. It has the germ from the brown rice still intact. The only part of it was removed, that was the bran. It is really, really fluffy. Look at this texture. It is perfect. We're just trying to get it all in. That steam is hurting me quite a bit. I'm trying to do this. Ow, God, that's hot. We're not trying to get those stuck bits in because I don't want any of that crunchy stuff, especially when it comes to brown rice. The like stuck and burnt bits, they get kind of weirdly nutty tasting in a way that is actively unpleasant to me. Okay, now, time is of the essence. You take this, you fold all of this stuff in while it is warm, and then we're gonna let it sit with a lid. You see all that lime? You see all that cilantro? All of it is going into the rice. Nice and gentle, like we're doing sushi. Almost, right? It is all going inside. Because when the rice is this hot, it is the most pliable. But the rice is not done cooking yet. There's a little center bite to the rice that we want to kind of take out of it. Beautiful. And that just now needs to sit for a few minutes. Just like this. Nice lid, and that's going. Gamers, guess what? We have basically accomplished everything. The rice needs to sit for 5 minutes, and then it's going to be perfectly ready to serve. The Tinga, I can actually now probably take off the heat. It's going to still be nice and hot for when we need it. God, that looks so good. All the components are ready. We're just waiting a few minutes. This is a lovely time to ask me questions. I'm going to get to you in a second, actually. And with the rice pot, I'm actually going to soak that under water so that it doesn't like dry out or anything. That's the biggest quality of life change that you can do when it comes to cooking rice. Just whenever you're done, take the pot, soak it in water, and it'll be fine. All the bits become unstuck. Sick. Okay. First question. How many subs for you to tell us that you love us? Well, guess what? I don't love you. I care about you. And I'm happy that you're here. But I'm incapable of loving people that I don't know. That's parasocial. I'll never do that. I'll never take advantage of you guys like that. I'm just a guy on the internet. Always treat and consider me as such. None of you love me either. You might like me. You might enjoy my company. You might enjoy my streams. But you don't love me. And that's very important. You love somebody that you know, and I'm not somebody you know. You're just somebody that you know of and that you consume the content of. Unless you're some of my friends that are in the stream, because I have some friends watching me too. Okay, are you going to stream any Smash events, like when you're going there to commentate? What do you mean, like an IRL stream? Will you do the nya if you redeem it? Yeah. Okay, no more. Nobody else is doing that. Guy, you mean it? I'm like a guy. I'm a little guy sometimes. I use guy in a gender neutral way. Don't sweat that too much. Oh, I should wash this knife. It's only really cutting vegetables though, so it's like fine. There you go, perfect. But yeah. How is my hair so healthy? Genetics. Can we love your food? Sure. That you can absolutely do. You can love the content I make. You can love the things that I do. But none of you can ever love me. Unless you're the few specific people in my life. Okay? Nor should you ever love a streamer. Or any content creator of any kind. That's how they take advantage of you. They don't love you either. They like you. And they enjoy what you give to them. But if anybody says, I love you guys, they're kind of tugging at your little heartstrings a little bit and being like, ooh, give me a sub. I'm not into that. I'm appreciative, but I'll never be past that. By all means, you may. I give you permission to love Joe Biden, I guess. Those beans are perfect. I'm going to transfer them to a different container just to make my life a little easier. I could have mashed the beans more in retrospect, and I might have been able to cook them a little more, but honestly, I do like the texture. I think that lumpy texture is more so just coming from the sheer amount of onion that I added relative to the beans. And I didn't let the onions really just like sweat down. That's fine. I'll get over it. Okay. Beautiful. What Smash character do you mean? Nets. I play Nets. Alright. The timer says 1 minute. I'm impatient. Let's open up the dice. Let's take a look at what we have, yeah? Okay. My friends, the great reveal. Look at the cilantro lime rice. Beautiful, huh? It is fully separated. All the grains are nice and individual. Nothing is exploded. Nothing is burst. That is the ideal texture. That is lovely. That is like acidic and fresh and limey that does everything that I possibly want in this dish. So we're going to get a little fancy with it, won't we? Let's take a little bowl for the rice. Let's take a little bowl for it. Let's put some in there. And then we're going to flip it upside down in my serving bowl. Just like that, nice and compact. You have one final question. Is it going to be about Joe Biden? Okay. Perfect. Just like that, my friends. You want to make sushi with that rice? You might. No, unfortunately, this is a medium grain rice, but you should look up if there is a higher rice for a sushi rice, where like the germ is kept intact. That might be really nutritious. There is one sushi place that does it. That's how I even heard of this to begin with. Somebody, I forgot his name. He mills his own rice. He mills his own rice, and as a result, he is able to get like that perfect texture that he wants. Okay, so this. We're gonna take this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna flip it upside down, tap, tap, and then it's done. Okay. The rice has been placed inside. Next, let's do some of the chicken, shall we? Is the chicken hot? I believe so. Nice, it's nice and hot, in fact. I'm gonna put some into a different little bowl that I can take out of. My friends, this chicken is perfect. It is lovely at the moment. Look at this thing. That is great. And then we're going to spoon in some of the salsa too. Because we want that salsa. We want that goodness in the... Want all of that. All of that cooking liquid that we tried so hard to attain. Just like that, going in. Beautiful. Really good stuff. Okay, next. Is it fucking leaking? Of course it does. I'll have to move that around and adjust it. Usually not a fan of this, but this is really yummy. Why, thank you. Okay, next. Some of the beans going in. Again, it's refried beans. There's nothing that you can do to not make them look like that. But still delicious. Lovely. That is excellent. Next, our scallions. Just like that. I like a nice aggressive amount of scallions. Because if you don't, then you're sick. To my understanding. And then lastly, but not leastly, some sour cream. I like doing the Amish style sour cream because it's like really liquidy. It reminds me a lot more of like a Mexican crema on top. Just like that. Love sour cream. Okay, guess what? We're done. That's it. That's the bowl. Ah, I'm so happy about this. My friends, refried beans, tinga, scallions, sour cream, and under all of that, a cilantro lime rice. We have made every single component here painstakingly, and it is now time for us to be rewarded by it. Let's switch to the other one, just like this. Okay, is it time to eat? Or should I clean up first? What do we think? I've already started cleaning up. Lamau. Just getting some stuff off the table because it was stressing me out. I hate like eating in a dirty environment. Okay. Clean up definitely for later. Let's eat while this is nice and warm. Everybody choose. Beans, chicken, rice. Oh fuck, that's good. That is lovely. Hello, Utopia. Oh, dude, that tinga is perfect. Oh, that is so good. Dude. That is one of the best things I've made in a while. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, that is excellent. Whoa. Let me mix all this through now. Let's destroy the balance. Guys, every single component here. Yeah, here we go. Let's get a little chicken on that bite. A little rice as well. For you. A little gift. Huh? That is so good. This is a dish that I love. It is really nutritious. It is greater than the sum of its parts. It was really simple. I mean, it was really simple. Like you guys saw, we did everything. We did the rice, we did the beans, everything under 2 hours. Everything. We did every single last component. Even if we did the beans, that would just be in a pressure cooker. That all just happened at the same time. Oh man, that's good. I'm so happy about this. I mean, everything hits. I'm glad that I didn't garnish it with more cilantro, that I just kept it purely to the rice, because otherwise it would have been kind of overwhelming. But you really get a lot of different dimensions of onion. You get like the onion that's cooked down in the salsa. You get those sweet pieces of onion that are in the beans. And you get like the scallion as well. A lot of like really good onion flavor. You're getting the acidic part, you're getting the bite, you're getting the sweetness, you're getting the roast, and you're getting the char out of the onion. The chicken is great. The chicken is not overcooked. It like sat in the salsa as long as it needed to. Damn. That is excellent. That was easy. That was all easy. I have not a single complaint. And the salt is perfect. Mexican food actually tends to be a little on the less salty side, in my experience, especially like a lot of home Mexican cooking. Not a lot of salt in the salsa. And this kind of reminds me of that. There is not, because there is no recipe. It was all just technique. Would it be good with fresh jalapenos? Yeah, you could do that. You could add fresh chilies on top. And to me, it has enough spice from the salsa. The ancho de guajillo, they added plenty of the rum. And the beans were a little spicy too. But you can do that. Personally, yeah. Some like little thinly sliced or diced jalapenos. That is excellent. I'm excited to feed this to my mom once I'm done with the stream. She's gonna really enjoy this. Definitely one of the better things I've made in a while. And the guys, by the way, you saw how imprecise that was. We didn't measure anything, right? There was no like super exact timings of everything. We just used technique. We intentionally left some of the starch in. We knew how to balance the water, and that's how we get consistent stovetop rice every single time. No need to measure, no need to use a rice cooker, and you can get really good stuff. The only consequence of not really having a rice cooker is that you're gonna get the stuff that's stuck at the bottom. Almost 2 hour stream. I'm used to doing almost 3 hour ones. This is a little shorter. Pretty sweet. Okay. Totally cleaned up. Join the Clean Plate Club, binging with Babish. Sorry. Of course, I'm happy to. I feel short because we're all having a great time. Why, I'm glad. All right, everybody, the final segment where I drink the tea. And after, we'll be concluding the stream. Nice and quick today, huh? In and out, got everything that we needed to done. Thoughts, feelings, comments, suggestions, ideas, questions. What's Clean Plate Club? Ugh, it's just a YouTube content thing. You're actually better off not knowing. It's okay. You're safe. So just a binging with Babish, thank God. I remember when he started. I remember when Babish started. You know, if there is any credit that I would actually give Babish, is that he really did start off with a fairly high level of food production content on YouTube at the time. When he like really first started, nobody like with that kind of like casual content was doing that level of like cinematography, like cinematic shots, right? He was actually elevating the production quality of YouTube at the time that he started. So if there's any credit that I would ever give him, it is that. Not to be just a complete hater for no reason. He's so good. Clean some stuff up in the meantime as well. Got everything taken care of nicely, didn't we? The beans are really special today. That was really special. Maybe too much onion, maybe too sweet, but in the context of the rice bowl, it harmonized beautifully. What's an easy way to get into cooking as a complete beginner? Great. So, I'm going to tell you what not to do. And here's why I'm going to tell you what not to do, because it is the biggest pitfall. Do not look at recipes. Do not think about food as a series of recipes. Okay? That is one of the biggest pitfalls because it does not build or give you any kind of understanding. If you are a complete and total beginner, I would watch a bunch of different reputable-ish videos on something like an omelet, on like a French omelet. It teaches you heat control with a nonstick pan. It'll tell you quite a few things. There's going to be some misinformation where they're like, oh, you can't salt the eggs beforehand because it makes it watery. That stuff is nonsense. You should learn heat control by doing eggs. You should learn how to do a fried egg, really crispy. Okay? You should learn a fried egg on a stainless steel pan specifically. Look that up. Look up the videos that are stainless steel fried egg. If you can do a fried egg on a stainless steel pan, I promise you can do a lot of other things. Heat control is one of the biggest and most important concepts for food, because otherwise you're going to be stumbling over yourself a lot. But there is no easy way, unfortunately. There is no easy way to get into it, as well as like there's no super easy way to get into music. There's a lot to food, and people often misguide you. They say, how do you accomplish this thing without actually teaching you troubleshooting steps? As a vegan, a little complicated, isn't it? Because I feel like the egg is such a fundamental thing. So how do you get into cooking as a vegan? I'm trying to think about what is a fundamental vegan thing. You should learn how to make beans. You should learn how to make beans. You should learn how to make good beans. You learn how to make good beans, that will save your life. Yes, chef, I will not let you down. I love when people say yes, chef. Chat, can we get a yes, chef, please? Thank you. That's the only time I'll ever abuse my power by making you do that. So as a vegan, yeah, you should learn how to make some beans. You should learn how to do some real proper pot of beans that you can then use for refried beans, that you can then use for curries, that you can use for anything that you want. That's my advice. I think that is one of the most important vegan things to learn how to do. Look at that. Haha, chat coming alive. That's what I like to see. Otherwise, it's a good question, isn't it? It's kind of weird because cooking doesn't have a lot of universal fundamentals. It's a lot of very specific fundamentals that apply to a certain amount of ingredients or techniques. For example, like the theory of how to cook mushrooms the modern way with water only applies to mushrooms. So it's a very specific thing there. And not every vegetable saute is the same, right? So it's complicated. Do bit by bit, one thing at a time. Learn how to caramelize an onion. Learn how to, saute a vegetable. Learn how to roast an eggplant. Learn all these different individual things, especially when you're vegan, because it's that much more difficult. With, proteins, it's like you can universally apply the fundamental of hot pan, put protein on pan. With vegetables, it's a little more complicated. How's it going in a gym? Don't you get super sore after 1 to 2 days after? That actually stopped happening to me. I've been going for a while. After a certain amount of times going, the soreness leaves you if you're eating enough protein, I believe. So I'm not really sore anymore. And honestly, it's been going quite good at the gym. I finally got back into the swing of things after being at France for a little bit. What about things like tofu? Okay. I have a fantastic piece of advice. Ready? Do not, under any circumstance, think and treat tofu and look up recipes where tofu is used as a meat substitute. Tofu is not a meat substitute. There's a lot of really, really beautiful things that can be done with it in its traditional, like Chinese especially, applications. Do not press it. Don't think about tofu in terms of like, how can I turn this into bacon? Look up Chinese Cooking Demystified on YouTube. That's a channel, Chinese Cooking Demystified, and look at any of their tofu dishes. Look at what they're doing with like mapo tofu. Anything. That'll teach you how to fry tofu. That'll teach you how to season the tofu. That'll teach you how to do a lot of different things with it. It'll teach you how to fucking make tofu. But in my mind, one of the biggest pitfalls of vegan cooking is to go into it thinking that tofu is a meat substitute and not that it is its own unique thing. It is its own ingredient that deserves to be respected and treated as such. And I hate the way the modern Western, contentified kitchen treats it. I only get super sore after I hit legs. We'll try the stretches though, thanks. Yeah, stretches and eating more protein and doing it often. Do it often. Meat cuts for weight gain? What are you asking? Vegetable proteins? You're asking to gain weight with meat. I mean, just eat more. That's my answer to you. If you're trying to gain weight, if you're trying to bulk, you need to just eat more meat. Also, hi, Shiny Mug. Isn't it a good one? I would also opt, just eat more meat, dude. Chicken thighs. Chicken thighs are great. Buy a whole chicken. Fuck off. Don't listen to what I just said. Buy a whole chicken. Learn how to debone a chicken, okay? Make a stock out of the backbone and the wings. Learn how to cook the thighs, learn how to cook the legs, learn how to cook the breast. Okay? It's a great one. Well, it's lovely to see you. That's what I would do, personally. That's what I do all the time. I have in my freezer already a stockpile of a couple of backbones. For lunch, I roasted the chicken thigh and chicken leg, and I had a lovely little lunch. The breasts I made into the Tinga today. I love Tinga so much. God, Tinga is one of my favorite things. It came out really beautifully today. Learn how to debone a whole chicken for those of you that eat meat. Trust me. You will save money and you will be consuming protein in a more insightful way that will teach you a little bit about it. But I personally also love chicken thighs, so you can just do that too. But I really do encourage you to get good with the whole chicken. Chug olive oil, yeah. On high on carbs, it depends what you're doing. Also, whoa, thank you so much for the sub, much appreciated. Did I make it on time to have Tinga and frijolitos? Unfortunately not. Those have all been consumed already. I can show you my frijolitos though. So, my beans, my frijolitos refritos, right here, my tinga that I have right here at the ready. Look at this thing, huh? It's beautiful. Let me mix it around for you, let's see. I'll at least show it off for you. Look at this. It's perfect. I don't love asparagus as a vegetable. I think it's annoying and fussy. Why, thank you. I tried very hard. I shouldn't. So I took Spanish in school for 7 years. I used to speak it quite fluently. I would really like to be able to do that again. I've lost my ability to do any kind of conversational Spanish, but I can still read it from time to time. I almost hit the point where I was able to like think in Spanish like I do in Russian, where it's like, oh, I can just speak without having to translate it. But that ability has already completely lost me because I've never practiced after I was done with it. God, I love refried beans. Everything looks so good, and it was good. It was fantastic, in fact. Fantastic would be an understatement. Guys, I have a question for you. Actually, I know Russian and English. I have a question. When did everybody approximately join stream? Was 6 p.m. too early for you? Was it too late? Has anybody been here the whole time? Did anybody jump in around 7 or 8 o'clock? Maybe I should do, you know, I'm going to do a poll, actually, because this is very helpful for me to know what the best time is. When did you join stream? 6, 7, 8 EST. These are all in EST. So just consider this hour 1, 2, and 3 of the stream. Thank you. This is just, I started the stream an hour later than usual, right? Because normally I do these at 5 o'clock, and I'm just trying to figure out what would be the optimal time for myself and for others. Recently I've been going to bed a little bit sooner. That might change again. So I would love to do nighttime streams at some point, like really late night, you know, stuff. That'd be sick. Ooh, interesting. You guys are saying 6 o'clock. Was 6 too late for you guys? Do you guys, I don't know, man. I'll figure it out or something. I just want to take care of y'all. That's all. During the week, 6 is better for me than 5 at least. Awesome. Sick. Yeah, everybody said 6. Do you guys prefer 6 or 5? Like, imagine the stream started an hour sooner. Imagine it started at 7. Might be too late for some of y'all. Oh, that's right. Everybody's coming from different time zones, aren't they? Oof. Look at this pose. This makes me look like I have big arms, especially when I flex. Man, maybe I should work out my arms. I keep coming back to that realization that maybe I should like diversify some of my gym exercises so it's not just legs. And I think it'd be kind of cool if I had like thick arms as well. Definitely maybe nothing like chest or abs. But in the meantime, shoulders too. Those would be so sick, I think. Anyhow. 6 is better than 5 for you? Awesome. Good to know. We'll just do that. I adore I adore Mexican food. I like, again, the biggest consideration I have is I would still love to maybe like one day go to like a culinary school in Mexico or something. Mexican food is maybe the most inspiring to me technique-wise, where like I apply a lot of other things as well, right? Especially the charring aspect, just all the time. The fresh garnishes, I love the flavors. I really do. You are a little too late to see dinner. I'm so sorry, Big Zach. Maybe on Friday we'll experiment with like a 7 p.m. stream. I don't know, man. I'm trying to figure stuff out. I'm trying to see what is best for everybody involved. Next stream is going to be Friday. I'm going to try to do Friday, and then I'm going to try to do Sunday. How's that sound? Sound PogChamp? Hope so. I hope so. Yes, but you know what? I'll just show it to you one more time. Big Zach, stay put. Let me show you what I made. First, refried beans. This is my beans from yesterday that was cooked from ramen broth. Pinto beans, all in a pressure cooker. Sazon, chorizo, bay leaves. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful. Next, in here, I have my tinga. This is also cooked in some of that like super dense ramen broth, that super gelatinous stuff. Chicken breasts first seared off, and then I added charred tomatoes. I added some ancho chilies. I had some guajillo chilies. I had some onions and some garlic, and it all blended up. It was all charred. It all stewed very nicely. It all blended up, and I have it in here. And then I also have some cilantro lime haiga rice. Right, so I use like the Japanese haiga rice, which is white rice that still has the germ totally intact. And I folded in some cilantro and lime juice. And all that was topped off with a little bit of sour cream at the end, as well as some scallion. You miss Mexican food a lot? Yeah, I visited once. Shiny Mark, I would love to come visit for like, I don't know, fucking Smash Factory, whatever is coming up. And I'd really love to come. Yeah. I really want to go visit again. Hi, Kale. Hello, hello. It's lovely to see you. I really want to go to Mexico for a Smash tournament. That would be ideal. That'd be fantastic, in fact. Oh no, you're from Guatemala. Oh fuck, I messed up. My fault. Why did I think? I guess I've seen you around. That's better than what I made. I'm sure you made something fantastic too. Okay, gamers, guess what? We finished our tea. Any final questions before we close off of any kind? Questions, comments, concerns, and then we'll sign off. Let me see who's streaming, that we can then just successfully raid after. Oh, I see Tilde is. We can raid Tilde, that'll be nice. There you go, nice and muted. Okay, any last questions? You missed it? It's okay, next time. We try to drag out the stream as much as possible. Tinga came out great, everything came out really lovely. I might even do like a recipe light up for my Twitter subs or some shit. Because I think it all just was that good. Yeah. Am I coming to Gommel? If they hire me, I would love to go to Gommel. It's actually not that far. I might just come casually too because I have some melee friends like Touchwood that I'd love to hang out with. So maybe, perhaps. Okay. Everybody, thank you so much for, I don't know, listening to me talk about food. It's been a lovely time. I'll see you guys next time. I'll see you guys Friday. Thank you for being here on the great return of the cooking stream. Aw, why thank you, Cami, for being here. Much appreciated. Good night, everybody. Mwah. No, shit, that's the wrong username. Red_Fox. Bye, everybody. Thank you for being here. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.